Good afternoon, all. This is Fadi Hemzi. It's about 5:05 p.m. on Wednesday, 19th of October, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. Very, very quickly, housekeeping stuff. We have been posting our flagship product, and that's been both a blessing and a headache. It's on Twitter, and it goes through. Yeah, let me show you. There we go. These are the ones. One for NQ, one for MNQ. The MNQ started first. You see the results there. And with the time stamp, we had a few more things. So it's very clear what we were posting. Even though we give the full page, some folks are getting confused. I understand why. It's not yours, so it's confusing. But you could see the ROI. It's not annualized yet. It's already too good to be true. People are having problems with it. People thinking that we're joking around. I swear. So this is from 62 days, and also this one is for that's NQ. MNQ started first because we were testing the system house was trading it for 87 days. Okay, if you analyze that, it's ridiculous. Thus, I'm not myself. It's just been nuts. The emails, this, that. Now, and also do it properly. There's a link we give you. It's on Twitter again. There you go. It's a Google page. It's a view only. You cannot edit it, but all the days are there, all the detail. And no, this is not each month's results. No, that's a QMPNL. The labels are there. You gotta read it carefully. Don't worry about this here. These are some control pages, control columns for data to create all of this. Everything past this box, it's all control lines so that it can compute the detail of that. So you could see which is the stuff you look at from let's say, TradeStation or some whatever system trading system platform you have that does the calculations. We're doing it very crude and very fast once we had some data. And these are coming from statements. StoneX is the FCM. We have statements to back this up for every single day. Okay, and who's post? I don't even post it. I don't want to be involved. Yeah, third party, not my money. Nope. It's third party. People put money there. They update it for me. Okay. There's the MNQ, there's the NQ. Very, very transparent and hitting it out of the ballpark. Yes, we had a large drawdown, but it's called July. Remember, this is ORB, opening range breakout. Have you looked at July? We had no breakouts. It was sausage, all kinds of sausage, Italian, Polish, pepper, whatever you wanted, it was there. Yeah. No, we didn't have breakouts, so we had 1-2 loss. System trades only 2 trades max, and you could see it's 3 contracts minimum. You can't do 2, you can't do 4. Please don't write to me about that. Okay? It's a system. It has certain rules. Why 3? It's most logical for money management, especially when you peel off the profits. Okay? I'm sure that's nothing new, but you could see because we were very lucky in May. The first trade was 16.25. That trade was just recently taken out. There's for 3 contracts, but that created a little cushion. So our max negative PNL was 0. We never went negative on the 3 contracts. So the money, including the 3 contracts margin and the difference between the cushion, never touched. Actually, back then I think it was 6 at a time. Not 6. There was a 2,400 because of double margin. Yeah, there was a few days we were double margin, and then they came back up. Okay, and so these are you can look at. The links on the website, and there's a user guide. Please read the user guide. Okay, that answers your question. The problem we're having, people are not. And we're also giving you 3 weeks test drive. Use us email. Come to us. People are not listening, and they want everything now. You know what? I'm not good at that. So to me, trading is a treasure hunt. If you're not put the time in, why should I? Yeah. So yeah, I'm a tough schoolmaster. I was raised by a German schoolmaster, German trained schoolmaster. She was in Germany during the war. Yeah, World War II, the big one. Yeah. So she was brutal. But that's maybe how I got the discipline I have. And of course, my dad, a fighter pilot. Talk about discipline. Please read that. It lowers our overhead in terms of time overhead, and you can get your answer quite fast. All right. What's the history of this product? Go to products date. You could see. Forget there's a back test. That one is live. This is back test. And we have other back tests down here. But here's our history of release dates. You could see every day from last year when we started. Of course, final releases here. Now, recently I'm going to do this because a lot of our guys also watch this. We noticed an issue and it has nothing to do with the code. Yes, we can improve the code, but actually more efficient is in the API settings. We can't tell that's the solution per se. By all accounts, it should be, but we can only tell that if that error occurs again. It's a way it's double filling at certain times, and I think we know what that problem is. Also, we have very very fast markets, so and you have to get confirmation for these when you issue an order, goes to Chicago and comes back. Remember, it's not just a bunch of indicators. It's also here's a sample here. It's also it's API that actually executes the trade. Okay. Let me see. There we go. Let me bring it here. Yeah. It executes the trade. Okay. So you have some. Today didn't trade automatically because it's Wednesday, but it doesn't trade. But when it's yellow in the morning, it's alerting you go. These two tell you, and these dots, yeah, we got the indicators is live. When the yellow comes, says the system is live. You have two pieces to the puzzle. They both have to work. Okay. We recently did what's called a rate reduction program. We dropped 70% of the code out, cleaned it out. So CPU usage is dropped dramatically. Okay. Because fast markets are here. But I don't know. I don't think that caused the problem. But right when 4.7 came out, that was it. Was a rate reduction. So we'll have to take a look. As always, we're on top of it like a hawk. And then I've got trained a couple of people on my staff to provide different help, including some installation help. We have some folks who are coming in trying to get TradeStation. I suggest don't do it up front. Just get the chat room first. The three levels. Get the chat room first. Cut in the middle. Chat room plus the system is a little bit more expensive, but unless you have TradeStation for a year or two, and there is a questionnaire, you need to fill that. Based on that, we'll know what you're missing, and we can tell you what you're missing and work on it. There is where is this? Oh, I guess it's in the sign up page. Hold on. Why is it on the sign up page? Doesn't make sense. Hold on. I'll be there a second. Give me a chance. This is important. If you land there, where's the questionnaire here? Am I missing? Oh, hold on. Profile? No. He was here. Okay, we gotta take a look. There's a questionnaire you gotta fill in, so that before you come in. Yeah, maybe it's on this page. Oh, sorry. Maybe on this page. There we go. There you go. Sorry. This is the one. This is Chatroom plus the software. There you go. If you go to for the MNQ, the small has the same one too. Yeah, you go down here, you'll see. This is it. The questionnaire. This gives you us the trading history. It's a little interview. I'll call you back. I will go over it. It's important to answer all of them. Why? I can tell you what you're doing wrong up front before you get into trouble. Okay? We don't want you to get into trouble because this is a terrific system. So far, it's returned about 80% a month. It had about one in July. In backtest, it had one bad month a year. Live, we had it in July. Why? We went sideways. Now, how are we going to resolve that? Simple. I know a little bit about market timing. Shall we say that? Okay. What I would do is that I will pull back on the throttle as we potentially see that coming. It should be between, like, say, May into about August. That's the range. Okay, so that will do that going forward. But that's a strict order to everybody. Like, hey, cut back from 3 contracts. I'm sorry, from 6 contracts to 3. There are multiples of 3. Or if somebody has like we have people at 10 NQs units. They're trading 30 NQs. Rich, are you with me? 30 NQs. That takes guts. And this person came in June. He had a terrible July because we all did. All other systems did too. All system houses I talked to on the ES, they had a horrible time on the ES. The ES was even worse because NQ has a beta of 1.1. ES was horrible, but even NQ was in trouble. Everybody I talked to, if you go sideways, it's not gonna make money. And how can you day trade if you're going sideways? So, let's see, Callahan. There we go. He's gone. Yeah, this is voice stuff, so we'll call it back later. Okay, Callahan, remember Dirty Harry? Yeah. Yes, must be nice. Exactly. Oh yeah. This guy is he's extremely liquid. Extremely. Yeah. He cashed out of his business. So, and this is a little fun for him. So. All right. So that's our only housekeeping stuff to tell you. As always, these webinars are posted on our video channel on YouTube. Okay, they get posted pretty much right afterward. We've been doing them weekly, but I think I'll probably have to drop them to bi-weekly. Here's the sign up, but don't be surprised if we turn into a bi-weekly. I'm just time. I'm gonna do a good job. I don't want to reschedule. And the market is not gonna move that much. I know in September it was dicey, but September is always dicey because of the seasonality. But I'm cutting back at a few things, so we'll see. I mean, PMT we also may not put an option trade on. We'll see. We have to make. I can't get tied down on minutia. You see what that system is ability to do? I mean, I've had the hedge funders approach me, says you gotta close everything if we come in. You don't need any of this. Pay attention to our money on the table. And the size they have, I may have to do that. We'll see. We haven't crossed that bridge yet. And they're talking. Let me see signed contract. Remember, I'm from Missouri. Remember, I've got 19 babies over there called B-2 bombers. It's a show me state. Show me first. Talk is cheap. I've heard all kinds of talk from people, especially down here. Forget it. Talk is cheap. No. Show me. But at some point out there, it just doesn't make sense. So I may have to just hire somebody to run the website, let me do the other side, which is Tico Capital Management, TCM. You got to go where the money is, especially that's megabucks. But first, I want to make sure this is stable. That's what we're putting the hours we're putting in. And that's my retirement. TCM is my retirement, of course. I busted my ass for 30 years to get to here. And everything here is written by myself. Nobody owns it. It's all mine. It hasn't been easy. That's why I'm so ISIS. All that said, that's where we are. I always share with you where we are. Nothing to hide. This great trader in Chicago said it once. He says, Fary's middle name is transparency. So I don't have middle name. Persians don't have middle name. So because he has one. It's called transparency. And some meetings. So anyhow, good biography. Here we are. All right, let's do the charts. Well, first we go to econ calendar. Yeah, I want to keep this small. It's 30 minutes so far. Sorry. Okay. From what I remember this morning, mortgage applications came in. Obviously, horrible refinance. Surprise? No. Where's this mouse? Why am I having a problem with this mouse all of a sudden? There we go. Sorry. We're having that on almost all machines since one of the updates on Windows 11 came in. Come on. There we go. Yeah, this was the problem I saw. Look at that refinance data. Of course, the rates have been going crazy. We're going to talk about rates. This is bad. But you know what? You heard me here on the webinars. I said, last probably November, saying this is going to happen. All you have to do is keep an eye on what's called term structure of interest rates. Of course, few people down here told me, well, what do you know? We've been here 45 years in real estate. Typical. I kept my mouth shut. What do I know exactly? I mean, I told this blonde once at Blue Martini. I said I just got off the boat. You know what your response was? In Miami? So true story. So, well, I'm going to argue with these people. I just got off the boat. What do I know? So if you haven't got off the boat recently, then you're fine. You you can tell us what's going on because these other folks don't like what I tell them. So my excuse is, forgive me. I just got off the boat. Um. Okay. Housing starts. Though if I remember this morning was pretty much in line. Yeah. Now Anita is here. Thank you so much for attending. She keeps us on the right track. She posts all this in the chat. And she's here early in the morning, so I'm indebted to her and her hard work. All right, tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to have jobless claims. I don't see that changing much, but let's see what the consensus is. Come on, mouse. There we go. Problem is, these are large, high def screens, which we use for publishing. All right, let's go. All right, Jack, let's go. Okay. Yeah, we're doing about 220 to 250 area constantly. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we're at near full employment of those who have desire to work. Big if. But we haven't seen anything different there. Hold on. Feeling fed tomorrow on manufacturing side. Now Friday is the expiration. Don't forget that. This is a double witching. Yeah, we don't have quad anymore. We have two double witchings and a triple witching, and then the recorder. But when Admiral left and joined us here, one Chicago collapsed, basically. It took about a year later, year and a half. One Chicago was with single stock futures, which created a fourth, third and fourth witching. Yeah, we used to have two triple witching and one quad. Now it's two double and one triple. And because he was head of marketing, and after 27 years at SIBO, and he's a pleasure to work with. What a depth of knowledge. And he was a former, also founding member of Wolverine, the big options market maker. And they just couldn't do it on their own. So, yeah, before pandemic, I think it was October, it was 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago they announced out of the blue. Yeah, he came out 2 years before that, I think. Yeah, and out of the blue they announced they're closing down. Yeah, they're not going to have. Or maybe it was 2020. I forget. I think it was 2019. That September was the last month of expiration done. The traffic had dropped. Remember, it's a environment that you can hedge your positions, but you need to understand it and you need some handholding explanation. A couple of his clients were like internal hedge fund of Morgan Stanley and Goldman, and these are very sophisticated players. Still needed some help, and these are technical sales. So when this guy, that kind of knowledge left, the whole thing collapsed in about 2 years. They just couldn't replace new people, and you need every website, every exchange, every trading phenomenal or vehicle needs a fresh blood. Yeah, and they just stopped. Okay, home says tomorrow. I think this is probably the most important news for tomorrow. 4.8 was prior. These are in millions. Consensus about 4.7. You can see the range, 4.5 to 4.7. We'll see. Permits weren't bad. That was, I think, yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. That was today. Yeah. Keep an eye on permits. Okay, that's important. And of course, my favorite is leading indicators. I don't like the rear view. I like leading. Let's see what they have, but I don't know why this is a dark, black report, not a red one. They're looking at 0.3. Same as before. This is consensus range, 0.6 to 0.2. Now, this is 10 o'clock, so keep an eye on that. Friday, you got John Williams, the head of New York Fed, is speaking at 9:10, and then you have Baker Hughes. Remember, it's exploration, so you're not going to have much of activity there. Okay. By the way, we also closed our PMT yesterday at the open. We sent the email out saying, I haven't closed the time of digest yet. But I just the trader and said, listen, guys, here's the reason. Let's go to the charts. And let me show the trade also. I said, This is a trade. Okay, it's not near our target yet, but we have a gap up, and we have 2 days to go to expiry. Oh, hold on. Here, let me go over that again. Hold on. It's October, Friday, October 21st. Yesterday was 18. The theta is killing us. Okay, except you have a gap up. You have this gap up right there. You gotta take advantage of that. That bar was tiny. It's just he had hit the sigma level. That's the sigma level. On the sigma level, I immediately said, I'm getting out. I said, get it out this hour. That means your own discretion. But obviously, don't sit there if it's sinking. It was an M. It opened, dropped down, went back up to retest, and that was optimal time. But you guys got the message a couple of minutes after the opening bar came in. And of course, you had an hour to get out. A couple of guys didn't get it. I sent them to them again, but I'm going to have Nancy take a look, make sure that there's no problem on our OBCD, I think it's called, link. The links are emails to PayPal list and comp, so to say, everyone gets it. We have to double check it. It's unusual for it to have a problem because they had, the entries were good. Now, we held on a little bit. Why? Because I got disappointed. It dropped on too fast, and I thought it was worthless. What saved us, let's say it is what it is, was this bar. That saved us. Then we went, which was last Wednesday, I think, or Thursday. Then the Friday they sold it. Yeah, Friday they sold it down. I go, here we go again. Nice day on Monday, gap up on Tuesday. How many chances are they going to give you? It's a gift. Take it. So we jumped out. And we made about 24%. Remember, it's a spread. So down here, the last Wednesday, it was dead. It was like next to zero. It's not really worth it. But that's what options are. It won't be negative on you, but if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. And part of it was that our target was just a tad over that. Okay, so we didn't get what we should have gotten. We never hit our target. But always remember, this is an option service. Don't wait for us to tell you what to do. We'll give you parameters. So I mean, yeah, you got it. You got profit, you got current as the order goes out, and your money management. So you've got it's based on the SPX itself. Why? You could also use if you want 50% premium at the spread, but I like less noisy SPX itself, even though we're trading spies. Very liquid, but better gauge against that. So I don't think we hit 35.25. Let's see what was this level. Oh, maybe we did that day. Maybe we did that way. Okay. Some people may have jumped out. All I know is that we didn't jump out there. But for those who were in, boom, we got out. It's not an option service. Option service is not $100 a month. Okay. It's about 3 times as much, maybe 4 times as much. And it's got a bunch of trades and highly managed. And we've had a tough time with it, by the way. This has been a tough summer. Especially September was not easy. Same as actually August was good. We went sideways again there on July, but September wasn't. Why? September always has the highest seasonality for volatility. So highest volatility from standpoint of seasonality. And so we're no different. We're not doing any magic. If the stuff doesn't move, doesn't move. But it's highly diversified. I think we should take about 8 to 10 positions, and the cash and Nancy oversee that, and so on and so forth. So you get write-ups, you get things to do, things not to do, update, and you have a page you go there to see the position mark to market twice a day. That's the option package. This is just one trade added to the market timing. I may just go to market timing. We'll see. I don't know. Somebody just signed up, but obviously we won't do it without without notice. That is, if we'll come in and say if we're dropping a product, you see the most recent subscriber, and then we cut it off and say, hey, when that person is 90 days is up, we're not going to offer it. So we will never drop you in middle of a subscription. We'll just cancel it. That day becomes our last. We won't allow anybody new to come in to pay for it. We'll cancel. We suggest You can sign up for the basic PMT. Depends how much time I have. Again, the problem we have is the challenge from the ORB. At 80% a month, it's not a joke. It's absolutely not. This is incredible. That was not part of our design. I think we're just lucky. And it only trades 2 hours a day, but it's intense. And so you would do the same thing if you want shoes, because you got to go where the large money is. And futures is, it's a boatload compared to options. So we're in that transition. We'll find out. We won't do anything without giving you plenty of advance notice. I promise. Why? My name is on the door. I respect that. So we got to be fair to everybody, as most of you know. All right. Let's see. Is anybody else here came in? I should say hello. Hi, Shari. How are you? Hi, Peter. How are you? And of course, there's Rich. Okay. All right, charts. Let's get to the charts. It's 5:30. Again, this is being recorded. I will be posted on Twitter. On the YouTube. In case you missed it, the early part of it, you could have a recording about probably about half an hour after we're done here. It's a post processing it's got to do, and then uploading to YouTube. If you follow us on YouTube on our page, then it automatically alerts you. You don't have to wait. Sometimes I get a chance to send an email. Sometimes we have other more important emails to send out, and this is a regular schedule. So what you do here is go to the home page, right there, and down here says our videos. Just sign up to this, so you get an alert from YouTube. Get it, subscribe. But best thing to you have a Gmail. That's the best thing to do. Okay, thanks. We put all kinds of videos there, but one of them predominantly is this one. Again, we're potentially thinking of doing this PMT webinars twice a month, not every week. I just, you know what it is? I need some time for myself. I have no time for myself, and my psoriasis is acting up and all that. And you know what? Remember, let me tell you something. Your health is your wealth. It doesn't matter how much money you have. I hardly see the money. I have no time to play with it or put it to good use. It goes through our account, sits there. Sometimes I trade with a little bit of it. Sometimes I don't even get a chance to do that. It gets to a point where you have to say, okay, what is it? Is my balance? Is my life balanced or not? That's what I'm heading to. So, all right. Timer charts. Okay, we were below, fairly low level on the McClellan Oscillator. And what did I tell you guys? We have a problem. This is the bear market rally. We're going to have these sharp runs, but we're getting set up. This is not a divergence. You can see the reading. But we will probably pull up, but there's a good chance they will not be sustainable. And we've seen that. This one wasn't. Remember this one? This one wasn't. And if you don't know if this is going to be or not, why? We'll only find out in the rearview mirror. This is a rearview mirror. This is history. The moment that trade is done, that means somebody voted with their pocket. It gets recorded and shows up on your chart instantaneously. Well, we'll find out what this is in a couple of weeks from now, what it is. Just like now we know this was the bear market rally. You know how fast that went up? Everyone was so excited that this is it. Well, we said what? October 4th, remember? Yom Kippur, October 4th. So where's October 4th? 3, 4. Okay, see, even that fooled us. It did rally, but then they killed it through there. I was hoping for my third day to get out. Had we gotten our third day, that option trade would have been phenomenal. Like some other ones we have in the past. Not all of them were winners, by the way. But that's why, because it's the option spread, one short call, one long call. It's called defined risk. So you know going in how much you're going to lose. But by selling one call, your amount is smaller because you get paid for that upfront. That gets come back to your account. Your theta is better because one is a positive theta, one has a negative theta. And so is your vol. One has a positive row, the other has a negative row. They counterbalance for you, so it's more efficient. That's why professional trades option, not just, let me buy the calls. Because I see this from these young kids saying, why do you do that? You cap yourself. Yes, I have, but I used to be where you are. I tell them, I would buy this outright calls or outright puts, and very quickly they would evaporate. Why? Because, I mean, totally they'll get it. If I had just bought calls here, totally would have evaporated here. But we're having countervailing order, a short call above it. It balances me out. I put less money out, and the theta in the row, which is a volatility, the change in the MIVs will help me as we go through time. So, okay, yesterday we went into this level on the McClellan oscillator. Let's see what that was. 121. Yeah, we did not get into overbought. Overbought just from 150. Just like oversold starts at negative 150. So we didn't make them. Bread Trust, some of the lowest we've seen. Obviously, these are new, but in the past, usually it hovers around 40, and we're right about there now. CI, our beloved CI, lower readings on CI diff, that's the differential between these two lines, and possible crossing coming up. So, market is weak, market doesn't know what to do, market has got a lot of expenses, and a lot of issues in front of it. But the most important point, in my opinion, is the term structure of interest rate, and that's because there's a talk of inflation. Some people I talk to, they tell me it's behind us. Who understand better than I do. I'm not an economist from the data, but that's to be seen. Of course, we'll talk about the term structure shortly. But we're making new highs in the rates. So these are treasury rates, the government, the best creditor. I'm sorry, the best borrower with the best credit rating, the U.S. government. Good faith of a government and also ability to tax and print money. So that's a big headwind. Once we get a tick down on the treasuries, then that's a different ballgame. And I'm hoping that a little bit of help also comes from the earnings season. But you can't trade on hope or pray. Doesn't work. All right. Let's go to two critical items we always look at: transportation and Russell. Transportation is a very good leading indicator for SPX, and Russell for NDX, the Nasdaq 100. All right. And you could see they got into a little trouble today. Yesterday, they all had a big move to the next Sigma level. Actually, yesterday when we opened, dollar strike Tran had a hot day. I mean, it was just screaming. Went to 2 Sigma. You see at the top there? That's a little 2 Sigma right there. And then, of course, pulled back. And now, look what's happening with the Sigma channel. Look at it here. You see the Sigma channel? Yeah, this is how today went negative. So, more rough patch in front of us. Why? I don't know. And I really don't care. Because there's nothing I can do about it. I can read it. Obviously, the components were sold today. Big time at the transportation for tune of 1.7, about the same amount in Russell. So remember, these are also people's votes. It's not a VXN observation. There's actually somebody paid for these. So those folks are nervous. All right, the trenders. Now remember, today I just looked at it before you guys came in. Part of it is that I'm time bankrupt, but when we're doing it on Sundays, I have a lot more time. But now I got to worry about the servers on Sundays. Yeah, fun never ends around here. All right. Okay, let's take a look at this first. Wow. So on a daily basis, the D trender for Russell hit about negative 30, 35, 37, somewhere in that range during pandemic. 32. It looked like 32 was 36. 36. Okay, because I remember something about 35. Yeah, 36 was down there. This is in March 2020, March 23rd, when the Fed intervened big time. And we'll talk about that too when we get to the chart, to the interest rate charts. Okay. So you could see the peaks and the valleys. Okay. It's important to look at this page. You could see what the professional portfolio manager looks at, not an option guy, but a portfolio manager, because they often use these as a timing model. So how to get out, or it gets excessive, it's time for them to cash out. It was not a bad call on Russell in terms of They're probably getting out of their queues. They're getting the key components of NASDAQ, the FANG and so forth. Tesla using this tool. So that's a 50 bar. This is a 200 bar. And again, limits are open. You got to look at historically and say where we are. Okay. And how do I collectively look at it? Negative, 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 negative. Yeah. All eights are negative. That means we're near a bottom somewhere. Usually when they're all eight, it's what do you call it? It's a mean reversion. So if you get all of them negative, then you could see we're even worse condition here. Okay, down here we're in worse condition. So wherever this is, hold on, let me see. End of September, right? So right coming into Yom Kippur, the worst case, and it starts bouncing back a little. Okay, SP1 Momo. All right. First of all, weekly and daily 52 weeks highs on the lows. You can see it. This is interesting. The daily went nuts, went over near 180. Usually, historically, I've learned this low is around 140. You gotta pay attention. When it goes there, that means the low is ahead. Okay, and I don't think we've seen the low here yet. So we may have one more push down. That's what I'm expecting. I don't know when. But I know the low when I see it. How do I know that? Volume. Big volume. Big volume. And we haven't seen it yet. This is a count. That's not a volume. This is a score, if you will. This is a number of number of the 500 names only, not all of NYSE, just 500 names on the week, 52 weeks, high and low. So this should be very low when this is very high. This is very high when this one is very low. It's always reverse. Simple stuff. Let's come to SP1, our proprietary how do I call that? A timing using a modified advanced decline for SPX only. And the numbers doesn't matter. These are a scramble. So not to show exactly what we do. But you could see we did have a setup there, small setup on the bounce back, and it did. It's a bullish divergence. This was even better. You could see lower here, higher there. Okay, this is a little bit less. This is a little bit closer. Yeah, you really have to look carefully. And the buy and sells are -10 and +10. So we're about +3 today. Yesterday we were hold on. There we go. We're around no. 6 yesterday. So kind of neutral. We still haven't gotten that high up. Twice we failed here. And remember, you could be near the high, but the second one sequential, you still go up. So you have to look at the pattern. And here we've lifted up from the -1.5, and we're near zero in terms of value. In terms of location of where we are. 0 sig, I'm saying 0 sig. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. What does it mean? There's no divergence up here right now. A couple of days ago it was a small one. A couple of weeks ago was a big one. And it reacted. As you see how fast this jumped. Yesterday was a gift, but given that it was expiration 3 days away, at the open there was no time to roll. Let's not do that. Let's take the profit. We'll settle up later. Will I cover my position with Time and Digest? Probably. Will it be tonight? No. But you get the email. Right. Those are the members here. I would have done yesterday, but we had this other issue, and I got sidetracked. And of course, I'm not going to break the rules. I mean, I think our cutoff is midnight. I wasn't going to, and I actually fell asleep like 10 last night. First time in a long time. I wasn't going to get up this morning and say, oh, I forgot to email you. That doesn't count. Rules are rules. Time stamp has to be before midnight and Eastern. And so if I don't make it there, then I didn't make it. I live to deal with it. I didn't do too bad by living with the rules. So I'm not going to ruin my name and try to cheat. Yeah. That's not available. Yeah, where I come from, that option is not available. Yeah. Okay, let's look at skew. This is the downside. Out of the money put activity by big boys. Why? Because SPX contracts are huge. You know, the puts are have a huge premium. And if you're a small trader, I would suggest you stay with the SPY. I mean, you just got to be careful. It's more liquid, easier to get in, get out, and your spreads are very tight. You know, usually a penny. SPX is a different ballgame, and you're gonna get caught. Let's stop this. We don't want to do a backup right now because it'll freeze the screen for about 4 or 5 minutes. Make sure you back up. Yeah. Treasury yields. I'm sorry. What does it mean? I'm sorry. What do we mean? There's no protection. These guys are not. And remember, there's a lag involved with a skew. That's what we have found out based on our empirical observation. Right now, the big boys are not buying out of the money puts. They don't think we're going to drop big. Doesn't mean they're right. Big boys make mistakes too. But right now, from this, up here, you know they would. You could tell. Here you would. Up here was screaming, yeah, we're going to buy some. Look what happened. Look what happened afterwards. So when this goes up, it has a propensity to go there. But they're not doing it right now. So maybe they're thinking that damage is done. We're down there already. Maybe it's the earnings season. Earnings season is going to be good. There'll be some bargain hunters that we go up. I don't know. But that's how the data is. Treasuries. Okay, here's the problem. These are monthly SPRs. Support, pivot, and resistance. So you got 3 levels, the pivot, and then 3 above it. And this is all-time high. I'm sorry, this is 7-year high. We can't do all time. It's just too much data. We're using a last 7 years, and you could see what happened with and you could see how they go to these levels. I mean, it's amazing. This is IRX, short term. 91 day, like a discount. All-time high in 7 years, and at the 3rd level. We're close to the 1st level for the 5-year, at 1st level, and for the 10-year, and 2nd level at 30-year, and all of them breaking 10-year, 7-year highs as each day comes in. So it's a rolling. So, and when things get really bad, they'll be down, and this line goes away. You don't see it. Actually, we just make it disappear. But right now it's important because we're in that area. We're bumping against it. We also have, I think, a 7-year low we can plot the bottom. But right now we're concerned about inflation, and this is pretty expensive. Banks, interbanks, credit crunch, all that. There was a note that Nancy sent out last week for our option people. It was 3 days that the Bank of Japan could not sell a bond. 3 days, not a joke. The Bank of Japan, and then right behind it was Bank of England. And this is what I want to talk about as a scenario. This basically puts Jerry's hand, or venerable Fetcher hand, in the concrete. If he tightens up when we have a credit freeze across the globe, we'll get more money here. There'll be more dollars come here, and nobody overseas can afford what we have. And because if they don't buy, we can't ship, and we really got to fall apart. And let's not forget we have elections. Now, Fed's supposed to be above all of that, but they're all looking for the renewal of their chairmanship, so to speak, because that's done by appointment. It's not automatic. When you get to the Fed, you got 10 years, but the president has to choose who's the chairman, and then approved by Senate, confirmed by Senate, or renewed. Otherwise, for 8 years. Otherwise, they put somebody else there. So we'll see. Let's see how they behave. He's damned if he does, and he's damned if he doesn't. The problem is what we talked about earlier. Go to 100 points, basis points now. When we said that, like in January. What are you waiting for, Chairman Powell? Go to webinars, listen. And what he did, one little thing. Let's do 25. Then he did a couple of 50s. I think now it's done all 75. He should have been 100 at the beginning. Colin Powell, you hit the enemy hard. One bang, boom. You got to do it. Look what Paul Walker did. You got to hit hard. These guys are, well, let's see what we're numbers driven. Behind the curve. They're getting a lot of slack, so, or flack, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't have done it this way, but what do I know, right? I just got off the boat. Yes, in Miami. Yes, man. So, now 3 months. 3 months. What time is it? Yeah, it's not trading. Okay, it's 10 minutes is closed. Yeah. Oh, hold on. This settled. This must have settled. Okay, so we're out of this. Murray, this is out. Let's take that out. Yeah, expired. So now it's going to be VXG23. That's February. And so this is we had to fix. Let's fix this because this chart is wrong. Sorry about that. But yeah, today Wednesday. This is out before expiration. Yeah, either it's before or after expiration, depending on how the expiration for the VIX futures are. Because Tuesday is the last trading day. Wednesday morning settled. Looks like it settled this morning, right before the open. So we're gonna go here and say VXX22. That's one. That goes to November. This guy's got to go to G, which is February. Now we gotta look at this chart. That's the correct chart to look at. All right, let's save this before I forget. Okay, when year zero, this says actually we're high up. We're near zero. Yeah. When you get to about -3, that's the bottom. And obviously we weren't there. Yeah, well, how about here? Yeah, when we get to zero, hold on, let me say this right. We get to zero, it's no. Yeah, no. When we get hold on. If we get zero or better, we're at the bottom. When we're down there, yeah. When we go up there, should be negative, yeah, because the inverse, yeah. Well, that's a mismatch here right now. Or we had the same part of that problem was also we had in during pandemic, and we had to put a factor in there of like I think -3 or add 3 to it. It was so off because the VIX itself was broken. Nobody looked at it that way, but we did here. We talked about it. So yeah, that's all I'm trading. Of course, you'll see the volume going to be on X, the November contract. Again, 16. That's a negative. Hold on. This is yeah. The lower it gets, we're high. The near zero, we're at the bottom. Yeah. I don't know if I buy that. I don't know. I don't think we're at the bottom here. But that's how. Remember, this is traded. This is traded. It's not observed. This is traded. So that's how the VX traders and market makers are pricing it. So a little bit off. Yeah, but we'll see. Again, I just beginning to see it because my spread was wrong. I'll fix that. Maybe tomorrow. If I see something unusual, I'll email you. We have a list of the attendees. All right, SP2, my favorite indicator. Again, pull back, same divergence we talked about before. And you have another, this is a back-to-back divergence. So this was good. But we're not overbought. We're kind of middle of the road, a little bit better than fair value. And we have not violated 75. Once we get above 75, then you watch out. You see what happened here. You had a rising price and rising SP2, and then boom, rotate. And the rotation was very harsh. So, as far as the stock RSI is, it's setting up around the rendezvous point. You could see it. These two are already there. The third one's going to come. Once they get together like this, that moves done. So probably maybe another sharp leg up and then collapse. Uh, we have all kinds of issues in this country and globally, so nothing's going to be that easy. The easy days are behind us, in my opinion. Up and down volume by Lowry. Okay, we had a 92% day, I believe, on Monday, and look where we were right here. No follow through day, FTD, no follow the way Bill O'Neill explains it. And then today, of course, we faltered to a negative 74. A total mishmash. Uh, total tug of war. We have very bipolar situations here on the market. So same thing on NAS, but not as good as SPX. SPX was classic this 90 plus day. And I don't know if anybody has done any work on RTY. I mean, or on Russell, but you have it there. Walter Deemer is a very good guy to follow. He's an old hand in this business, and usually see when Tico puts up this chart. This chart is what Tico posts. That's Admiral underscore TIKO. Post this. He mentions about Walter Deemer. You could see it on the Twitter. His Twitter. If you don't follow Admiral Tico, you should, because you don't know what you're missing. That's the problem. Hold on. Until he posts another chart for you. He also in charge of the PMT. So right here, you see this? Okay, now this is the chart, but right before it, you want to follow Walter Deemer. Very, very heavy duty guy. Probably one of the best interpretations I've seen. I'm still learning from him. Okay, because this is unique. First of all, you need to learn this in real time. You can't just look at charts of history. You're not gonna learn it, and you gotta look at it every day. It takes a while to figure out what he sees, what's the analysis, and why it goes there. And prior to that, before I got introduced to Walter, was Norseman, which is Bo Natwick. He used to be one of our traders. His company is another company, growing paints company down here. He's involved with very large projects, so I see him every once in a while for lunch. And we both bring our laptops, and it's a working lunch. And the only one who doesn't have a laptop is Admiral Tico, because he wants to enjoy his lunch. Yeah, so. And we usually go to Brooks Burgers, and because Tico loves their lamb burger. By the way, this is Admiral Tico, so you know. And those are his duckies. Okay. He's truly my XO. That's executive officer in Navy language. Okay. So let's go to the next one. I remember we had a little problem there before. There wasn't. I didn't see it right. This is what's called buying power by Lowry's, another great tool. And I got some bad news for you. Well, no. ES just went long. They've been flip-flopping. It's because this craziness we've had. These are dailies. And it's an ES itself, okay? It's long here. Long yesterday on mid-cap. Long on Russell yesterday. But not on NASDAQ. So hopefully, with a couple of more tech issues coming out on the earnings call, this will find its footing and we have a better call. So far, NASDAQ is still on the short side. Now, this is done by Peter Cook, my main moderator in the ORB program in the chat room, and he says, and I'm just quoting him. He says, on these, I'll turn off the short signal. I only wait for the long signals. More reliable for him. He wrote this as his. I'm using it with his permission. And his analysis there is this get a little skewed. He doesn't want to short the market typically, and on the long side, this is working for him. Obviously, this year things have been a little bit different, and we'll see. We got to check him out, see what his views are. Okay, that's it. Do we have anything else there? No. Let me go to our last chart, which is based on the browser. And there we go. All right, here we go. All right. Let me close that. Okay. Already before the open, I put it to 5-year mode. Right here. Come on, mouse. Huh? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. You drop this down to 5. You get 5 years because you want to see 2018, 2020 events. See where we are. This is 200 day, percent of stocks above their 200-day MA. Okay, of the 500 names possible. We're at 20%. Okay. Again, watch the moving average. We're using 20 and 15. If you go to stock charts, I put the symbol in. This chart comes up, but the balance is 10 and 15 here. You can change that. A lot of things you can change, and you save it, and it goes. Anyhow, I think this one doesn't know what it's doing either. I mean, this part of the chart says, "Give me a Diet Coke." I gotta wait this out. Yeah, maybe more tea. I don't know if it's hanging out with Tico, but no, it doesn't know what's going on here. I can switch this to a little bit smaller. Let's go to 1 year update so we can get a little bit inside of it. You can see what's going on there. Yeah, it just doesn't know yet. It's basic. There's no question it's basic. But when? We don't know. We need an event. We need somebody to go down big. That's the low. When they throw baby with the bathwater out, that's the low. And the volume is going to be whopping. It's not there yet. I don't wish that on anybody, but always somebody gets his tail caught in a wheel, and that's how the lows are made. So, and you probably even may hear about it afterward, or hear about it, but the margin calls don't go away until it's crushed. Right? Once the fund is crushed, then boom, you see everything opens up, and they'll rip your face. So when I see days like Monday, okay, this past Monday, I'm thinking, okay, who was that? Look at what kind. No, Thursday. I'm sorry, last Thursday. We have a day like last Thursday. I'm asking, okay, who went down? Went down because we were really low and we gapped down. Nobody. Not that I can tell. And then we reversed down Friday. Then we went up Monday and then Tuesday on the gap up. Today's inside day. I think market was very tired. A lot of sausage. The point is, this tells me we haven't seen the flush yet. So we will. That's how bottoms are made. All right. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for attending. But I'm open for a few minutes for your questions. There's a question period area down there. You can put your questions. Again, thank you for your forbearance. We're going through a lot of changes. All good. But if I sound a little bit tired, I am. Hours are crazy, and the sleep is close to non-existent. So, and hopefully, but I've promised myself I gotta take care of Fari first. Enough is enough. Yeah. This project is 99.99% finished. I wanna get more of a cruising mode. Better to maintain other things rather than all these short-term massive challenges. And of course, it's not good for me either. A couple of times I've had the wrong outburst in the room, but just under so much pressure, or somebody says the obvious, dumbest answer. I'm trying to be polite, without looking at the data. You have to look at the data. You have to look at the conditions, and then come up with a solution. And it's not available to the naked eye. You have to study it. So when somebody jumps and gives a conclusion, and they've been here a couple of weeks, I don't know what to do. I'm just being polite. So. But that'll work out too. Thank you, Dennis. Much appreciated. Anyone else have any question for me? Again, those of you in ORB who have elite package, that means you have a code either for the large machine, large NQ, or the small MNQ. I think I'm going to put a page up and send it to you on email for checking your setting. Make sure you have this setting. We cannot pinpoint where the problem is in the code. We don't see it. It has happened very, very few times. That, but it's not zero. It's a non-zero. And yet you see the results. That's because the system is very robust. It's just that the API gets under pressure during your fast markets. And we have taken 70% of the code out, made it lean and mean, but still we're experiencing not from the code, from outside of code. So we have a suggestion. We're probably going to send that to you tonight. We'll see. Again, I haven't talked to my system engineer yet. System software engineer. But I ran it myself with a special case by turning Wednesdays on, and I had no problem. Same machine that had a problem yesterday. The 4 machines I ran yesterday. No, I'm sorry. This one didn't have a problem yesterday either. No. Yeah, but this is a big muscle car. I mean, muscle machine. Uh, most people wouldn't have a machine like this. I know my brother Nader does, and I know Admiral does. I think Frank Petrucci has it too, and possibly even Alex Galuta. These are i9 overclocked CPUs. Gamers use them. But 2 of our accounts traded fine yesterday, no problem. But the one in the chat room is also trading. Trading Tico's a small account. Tico's got 2 accounts. And the small account, I think he made a few bucks, but that's because I jumped out. The moment I saw that, I knew there was a problem. I executed what's called deactivate the strategy and then close. I called it out on audio, and actually Admiral told me later, says, I heard your voice fast. I did the same thing without even looking, because what you say, I follow with you. Peter also did the same thing because he said, I think he's in the chat, I'll go in trouble. It could happen. It's a software. And we're trading through internet. It takes us about 14 hops to get to Chicago. You got to go through different routes. That goes there and comes back. It's called trace routes. If you do that on your machine, you know how many hops you have. It varies depending which router you connect to along the way. But between here and there, it's anything between 12 to 14 of them. All you need one of them has to be rerouted. We talk about milliseconds because when they arrive at the Globex matching engine, they have up to a millisecond, 1,000th of a second timestamp on it. This is how it keeps the cheating out that we used to have on the floor, where people could change the deck and move your order around. Now they can't. You hit the order, go. So we didn't class all those orders, whether market order or which is the price dependent. And no time on it is important because the moment that price is hit, it becomes a live order. So the timestamp is not. But if it's a limit order, it's there too. Now the limit order is going to be as long as it punches through the account, through that price, then by order of timestamp you get filled. So when you do a cancel and replace, you lose your standing. That's how that works. Okay. You're quite welcome, sir. Thank you, Mr. Hoffman. Glad to have you here, sir. And so when I see something that's wrong and I'm moving green, I take a profit. Then I shoot first, then court martial later. Just like Tico would in the Navy. You shoot first, court martial later. And then we have to go dig in. We had about 10 folks of a possibility of about 50, 45, 50, wrote back to us with their charts and their logs of what they traded. The chart of that they trade plus the log from TradeStation so that we could dive in there. None of them said or showed that there's a code issue. No. It was a possible transmission, which I think we've eliminated by now, through another method. And also, but we're more keen to the concept of a setting on the API. I'll send that out tonight. Okay, but let me catch up with my fellow, and then we'll get back to you guys later on. Okay. Aside from that, we'll see you ORB folks in the chat room tomorrow. Remember, Thursday and Fridays. Friday's gonna be interesting because exploration, and you always have an exploration problem in the morning, of course, because of the European style, that's the indices that expire in the morning, and then after that it tries to unwind itself. Then it goes to a close, closes the American style options, didn't unwind itself on Monday morning. So, but the European names, which is the indices, will impact us. It's going to be interesting. But we have the machine to make the decision. Why? I've learned more and more about myself. That's what trading does. And once you get to know yourself, you understand within you, because you can't cheat and lie to yourself, of your strength and your weaknesses. And I know, and I think some of you know probably because I've admitted openly, we get emotional. And the best thing is a system. There's nothing like a system. It takes all that emotions out. You know your risk reward, you sit back and you watch and you let go. But you have to take care of your hardware and software. You got to be updated. You have to have good machine. You got to have a UPS. Your like today we got a 67 here, so we are running officially on 67. Now we're a solution provider. This update 67 came in, was issued at 9:30. That's 3 weeks ago. The internal update number is 1129. We operated with 1127 for about a month. That was issued first part of September, I think 9/6, but we got it like late September. Why? We're a solution provider. Because we're a solution provider, we get it last. We can only go into those if we sign up for an advanced copy, which is called the beta version. But why? Because when I send you a code, if I'm one version ahead of you, you can take the code but not the charts. So I'm always last to get it. Last time this morning, one by one, our machines start updating, saying that this year. So they're that last end of their solution providers. Okay. So, hey. Interesting times. Any other questions for me? Sorry, I talked too much. Okay. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Somewhere in there, we'll decide what we're going to do on the frequency of these webinars. Could be in November. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, we're going to do it weekly. But I just have to catch up a little bit. I'm way behind with some other work here, and it's just getting too much. All right, sir and ladies. We'll see you. Have a great evening. This closes our meeting.